Welcome everybody. We've got a great lesson on conditional grammar for you. But today we're going to do it with a little twist, a little different. We're going to add a Colombian flavor to the grammar. I will have Jorge, if you want to read the lesson objectives for us.
Uh, yes, Spanish lesson objectives, Colombian conditional. By the end of this lesson, you will understand the difference between first, second, and third conditionals. Use conditionals to talk about real, possible, and imaginary situations. Practice forming conditionals while talking about Colombian culture.
Mhm. Yeah, so we have four different types of conditional, which I don't want you to worry too much about the types. I want you to think about like, when do I use this? So that's why like when something is real, when something is possible, and when something is just completely imaginary, like no chance. Um, so we will start off with Olga, if you want to read question number one.
Okay, what is one thing you love about Colombian culture? Only the first question?
Yeah, just the first question, if you want to answer it. Yeah.
Do I answer it?
Yeah.
Well, Colombian culture is very mm, varied.
Oh,
Yeah,
varied. Yeah, varied.
very, yeah. Um, for example, the folklore, the
Like traditional dance.
the dance, the dancing, the national dancing, the folklore,
Yeah.
is very different in the different regions. We have five regions, main regions here in Colombia, and each region has its own typical dancing expressions. For example, in the Pacific of Colombia,
hmm
they have the currulao and the mapalé that are
Perfect.
very strong dancing with very with movements very exotic,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
example.
Perfect. Okay.
And in
Yeah.
the zona,
So
that's all. That's okay.
yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah. Colombian culture, we would say varied. That was great. Folkloric, that it's like an adjective that we use in English to describe like traditional dances in Latin America. Um, and then you could say like each one has its own style. So we could kind of talk about it that way. Perfect. Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you for your detailed answer. I appreciate it. And then Laura, question number two.
What happened is you drink too much coffee from Colombia. I don't know. Maybe you like, you love the Colombian coffee. I don't know.
Okay, so if you
You
drink
want to visit the El Eje Cafetero.
you fall in love.
You fall in love, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so what we're going to look at in this lesson is like here we have if, and then drink, which would be present tense, and fall, which is present tense. So we're talking about something that's kind of like a general truth. Um, Everybody who drinks Colombian coffee falls in love with Colombia. Okay, next question to Paula.
What is your favorite Colombian festival or tradition? Mm, well, I guess, or for me, it's a great festival in August because we have a lot of wind
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
we go out to the park and usually we use a kite. Sorry,
Tights, yeah, yeah.
kite. Yes, okay. And also it's my birthday month, so no, just a joke.
Because it's your birthday.
Yes, but it's not important.
August, baby. I don't know. For me at least, like I like June because it's my birthday month. So yeah.
Your birthday is coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. No,
We have to celebrate that.
my parents, like obviously they know me. Like they already are like asking like, "Oh, what are you doing for your birthday?" Like we're not even in May yet. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Okay. When seeing as you spoke last, Jorge, we'll pick on you. Number four.
Oh, okay. What happens if you don't put sunscreen on in the Caribbean coast? Oh my God, my friend, I think that you can get a big skin burn.
Hmm.
It's possible that you need go to the hospital for some cream or maybe mm, uh, some medicine to uh, how I say curar.
To heal. Yeah, curar is like to heal.
Okay, yeah, to heal your screen. Is necessary to use sunscreen.
Yeah. So, and again, we have something that like, this is a universal truth. If you don't put on sunscreen, you get a bad sunburn. So we're talking about things that like, just, yeah, like
All
general
depends
truth.
that your skin, your kind of skin or of skin,
Mhm.
kind or
Okay.
type.
No, I think you could say both. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And we're gonna skip that question. So we will jump to Olga, who loves grammar. Olga, you're gonna read about the zero conditional for us.
Sure. Oh, you say all conditionals, real,
Oh,
general truth.
zero
Zero.
conditional.
Zero
Yeah.
conditionals, real, general truths. Form, you build it by if plus present tense plus present tense. Meaning describes real and general facts. Real life examples. If you drink tinto in the morning, you feel more awake. If you eat arepas every day, you stay full and happy. Both are truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely attest, especially about the tinto. Too
Mhm.
much energy sometimes. So yeah, so present tense, because we're talking about a general fact, and then present tense and present tense, another general fact. But this is where it gets tricky. If there were only one conditional, it would be easy. But there are four, and we're going to see the one that looks the most like zero conditional, first conditional. So we will have Laura, if you want to read first conditional for us.
Okay, the first conditional possible future situation. 4 is plus present tense plus will plus verb, meaning describe real and possible future actions. Real life examples. If you go to Barranquilla in February, you will see the carnival. If you try dancing champeta, you will have so much fun. That's that's true.
I've never tried champeta, so I lived in the Caribbean for 5 months and I never tried champeta. I'm
Really? Why
sorry.
not?
Yeah.
It's good. You need to try.
No, I want to try. Um, like here we're talking about both real and possible situations. Um, so like here, like you go to Barranquilla, you will see the Carnival. Here you go to dance champeta, you will have fun. Um, so oftentimes this refers more to like a specific situation, and it refers to something that's more like a possibility. Um, that like here we're saying like this is like a guarantee, whereas this is like a likely possibility that you will likely see Carnival. So they're very similar, but we have a few questions to help us. So we are going to, before we go any further in grammar, we're going to practice. Um, we'll have Paula, if you want to read question number 1.
How my, sorry, how you feel if you eat too much ajiaco? I need to answer.
Yeah.
Full but happy because it's a very good soup.
Okay. So how would you say that as like a full sentence?
If you eat too much ajiaco, you will be full but happy because it's a very good soup. So, sorry.
Or, and happy. Yeah, so you could say, like if you're talking about a specific situation, or like, that's the likely outcome, but it's not guaranteed. You could say you will. If you like, you know that everybody loves ajiaco. Um, you feel happy. Like this is like a general truth. This is like a likely outcome. So yeah, so we could answer it either way. Because yeah, I mean maybe you eat too much and you feel unhappy. You're like too full. Yeah, entirely possible. Okay, so we'll get rid of that one. Number 2, going to Jorge.
What will you see if you visit La Guajira? Okay, if you visit La Guajira, you will see flamencos, pink flamencos, and uh, uh, no, Cabo de la Vela is the point, uh, north point in the Colombia. Oh,
All right, you'll
the
see
most, the
the
most, the most.
yeah, the northernmost.
Mm,
That's over.
in Colombia.
Yeah, and so here we have a clue in the question. It says you will see, right? So what it's telling us is that this is first conditional. First conditional. And then you did a great job, Jorge. You said you will see, right? So using the future, and you will see. So yeah, perfect. Good job. Yeah. Okay. Next one to Olga.
Okay. What might happen if you drink too much aguardiente? If you drink too much aguardiente, definitely you will get drunk,
Okay,
badly drunk.
so if it's definitely,
Definitely.
are we gonna say will, or are we gonna say
You will
like
get. You will get, or you will
so
be. I don't know.
so here if you drink too much aguardiente, we could just say um
You will
you
you will feel drunk?
you feel drunk. Yeah, so we can use the zero conditional if we want. Because it's something that always happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yes or
a lot
yes.
of the time, native speakers, we will say, yeah, if you drink, you will get drunk.
Get drunk. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, as a native speaker, a lot of the time, even though we can use zero conditional, we wind up using the first conditional.
Okay.
Okay. And then we will do Laura.
Uh, what we you probably do is you hike in the Cocora Valley. If you hike in the Cocora Valley, you will take a photo, a lot of photos.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. Yeah, you will take lots of photos. Perfect. Okay, and we're going to skip those last two. Um, okay, so this is where I would say that like it gets really interesting because here we're able to talk about things that are unreal. I'm going to highlight that in a color and imaginary. I'm going to highlight that in a different color. Okay. So let's go with Paula, if you want to tell us about second conditional.
Second conditional on real, present, or future. Verb if plus past tense plus would plus verb. Meaning imaginary or unlikely situations. In real life examples. If I live in San Andres, I will swim every morning. If I spoke Wagyu, I will talk with more indigenous communities.
Yeah, indigenous. Yeah. Yeah. I think it's like very similar to the Spanish, like indígena, indigenous.
Indigenous.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But okay. So here we're using a past tense verb, right? That's past tense. So Paula, you read for us, so I'm going to pick on you a little. Um, if we have if I lived, are we talking about the past?
Mm, but for me, no, because
No.
if it's more future.
Yeah, exactly. So this is like an unlikely present or future event. We're using a past tense verb, but we're expressing an idea about either the present or the future. Um, let's see. And then in this sentence, Paula, is it likely that the person is going to learn Wayu? Is that a likely outcome?
Mm, maybe yes, because
Okay.
the person could be talk with the native community.
The native community. Okay, so yeah.
Because the other
So
word
this
is
is
difficult
this
for
is
me
why
to
I
say.
like to slow down just a little bit. That when we use the past tense verb, like when we use spoke or lived, what we're talking about is something that's either imaginary or that's unlikely. Um, so like if I said like if I learned Portuguese, I might move to Brazil. I would move to Brazil. Right, let's write that example. If I learned Portuguese, I would move to Brazil. That isn't really a good example because for those of you who know me, it's very possible that I would learn Portuguese. Like I love languages. So like this isn't like an unreal or unlikely situation. It would be more that first conditional, if I learn Portuguese, I will move to Brazil. And so what we do sometimes as English speakers to like make a point is we'll emphasize that we're using the second conditional and not the first conditional. So we'll say like if you reached a C1 level, you would be able to travel. Like this is like a mean one. Like people like use it sometimes to be mean. Like they'll say like, "Oh, if you reached," like they're saying like, "Oh, it's unlikely that you'll achieve that." Um, and so they'll even like kind of emphasize that word there, like reached. Um, but obviously, we are going to succeed. We are going to reach C1. So we would say when you reach C1 level, you will travel the world, right? Okay. Jorge, tell us about imaginary past situations.
Okay, imaginary past situation form. If plus past perfect would have plus past participle, meaning imaginary outcomes of past events to real life examples. If I had visited Cartagena last year, I would have seen the Castillo San Felipe. If Shakira had not become famous, she would have stayed in Barranquilla.
Yeah, perfect. So the this one here, second conditional, we're talking about the present or the future. Third conditional, we're talking about the past. Um, and like if you like I'll give you an example in Spanish. Like um if you say like oh, si hubiera ido al concierto de Shakira, habría tenido la experiencia de mi vida. Like I would have the time of my life. Um like did I go to the concert? No. Is there a way for me to go to the concert? No, it's in the past. I can't change the past. Um, but this one here, like I know the grammar is challenging because we have past perfect, we have would have, but like at that same time, this is like really gonna get you like if you're trying to impress, in a social situation or on an exam, if you can say like, oh, like, my English is, like B1. If I had lived in the United States, I would have been able to, advance to a higher level faster. Like if you were able to express an idea like that, Like people would be like, wow, okay, like this person knows some English. They know some grammar. So let's write that sentence. So if I had lived in the United States, I would have um, yeah. So and one thing I will tell you guys, don't say my English is not so good. Not because it's grammatically incorrect, but because it's the wrong message to say to yourself or to other people. You want to say like, um, I'm making great progress, but I still have a ways to go. Yeah, something like that is a more positive message to say to yourself, and it's also a more positive message to say to other people. So, yeah. Okay. We're gonna practice some grammar. So we'll have Laura, if you want to do question number 1 for us.
Okay. How do you think your life will be different if you has not been born in Colombia? Yes. If I has been born in Colombia,
Hmm.
I will oppor new opportunity or different opportunities.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If I had not been born in Colombia, I would have had different opportunities. Jorge, what would you say to that same question? Looking at
Uh,
the structure.
okay. Uh, okay, if I hadn't born in Colombia, um, mm, I don't know. Maybe I I would have um, to speak other language too. Maybe I would try to speak Spanish.
Okay, so yeah, so that's a great answer. I would have had to speak a different language. Excellent. I think that I would have tried to learn Spanish regardless. So here, like, or we don't need I think we have the implied if statement. So when we say I would, we're referring back to, um, like if I say like I wouldn't live anywhere else. Like I say, like I love Colombia. I wouldn't. Yeah, like I'm saying like it's implied if I had the opportunity. Yeah, that's implied. Okay, so we got Laura, we got Jorge, Olga. Question number 1. You're on mute, just so you know. You're on mute.
Oh, sorry. If I hadn't been born in Colombia, um, I would be from a different culture.
Okay. And so remember here, if we have hadn't been, then we're going to have would have been, right? We need that have in there. We need this word, right? Would have. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, hadn't been, would have been.
Mhm.
And then we'll do Paula.
Okay. If I had not been born in Colombia, I would have a stronger passport.
Okay. So is it possible that you were born in a different country?
No.
Is it future, present, or past that we're talking about?
Past.
Past, exactly.
Have
So
had.
yeah, if I had, oh, I would have, yeah, had.
Had. Okay. A
Yeah, you're right.
stronger.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
yeah. But she could have been born in Syria, so who knows? You know, there are countries with weaker passports. Um, you're like, I don't know. Yeah, ask airport security. Okay, so yeah, so if I hadn't been born, I wouldn't have been. Um, and yeah, like I just wanted to come back here to um, like here we're talking about future and present. Here we're talking about past. But like it could be like a imaginary present situation. So like I could say like, oh, like um if Trump came to Colombia and gave you an American passport, would you accept it? Like would you take the passport? It's a ridiculous scenario. Like Trump is never gonna come to Colombia and hand you a passport. But like I could say, like, if Trump gave you a US passport, would you accept it? And we're using second conditional. But if I say, if I had lived in Colombia in 2020, the pandemic would have been very different for me. Um, like it's just a past tense scenario. It's not likely or unlikely. Okay, let's keep going. I love this one. Sorry, I really like this lesson. Let's do Jorge, question number two.
Okay, how would your Spanish sound if you learned in Argentina?
Mhm.
Mm. Eh, how was your Spanish sound? Yeah. Mm, I, sorry, I'm a little bit locked.
Okay, no, that's all right. So there's actually a mistake in this question because um, it depends like on kind of who it's asking. If it was asking like someone who didn't know Spanish, and it said like if you learned it in Argentina, um, then yeah, then that would make sense that this is like asking a non-Spanish speaker. But if we want to ask a Spanish speaker, then we would actually want to say, how would your Spanish have sounded if you had learned it in Argentina? So asking. Do you see the difference between the two questions, Jorge?
Yeah.
What's the difference between them?
Okay.
Yeah, help us understand the differences. So is it possible that you were born in Argentina? Is that something that like could happen in the future?
Uh, I don't think so, but
No, yeah, it's impossible. It's a
it's
past
impossible.
event.
But
Yeah.
well, maybe my Spanish could be sound with a stronger accent in some letters. Um, Maybe with the
Mhm.
Y or the R sound. Um,
Yeah. So your accent would sound different. Um, but yeah, like here we have sort of like an unlikely future or present event, an impossible past event. And when we give these like hypotheticals, uh, we're kind of creating like a scene, like a scenario. So I like this one too. We'll do it to Olga, number 7.
What would you do differently if you were the mayor of Bogota? Oh, I think I would. Well, if I were the mayor of Bogota, I would I would have done everything completely different.
So yeah, so
I
two
would have.
ones. Yeah, we could talk about if I had been the mayor. So we're talking about the past, at which point it would be I would have done things differently,
If I,
which is
if I,
also past. But here the question is saying if you were today or in the future the mayor of Bogota, what would you do?
okay. If I were the mayor of Bogota, I would develop a different plan for the city.
Yeah, so either present or future. Yeah, okay. And for the city, yes. Okay. Paula, if you were the mayor of Bogota,
Okay. If I had been the mayor of Bogota, I would have um, improve. I don't know the past participle of improve.
yeah,
Improve.
improved. Yeah.
Thank you.
So yeah.
The garbage program, recollection garbage program.
Right. So is it talking about the present or the future or the past?
The past.
The past. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Um, let's see. And if you were today, if today you were the mayor of Bogota, what would you do?
Okay. If I have, no, if I, right, uh,
Look at Olga's answers.
wait, okay.
Letter
If I
A.
were, if I were the mayor of Bogota, I will im improve
Mhm.
the security um, situation.
Okay. I would improve the security. Okay, so basically you would make the city better, whether in the past or in the present. You would be a good mayor for the city. There we go. Right. So I mean, even there, like, you would be a good mayor for the city. Like, is it likely? No. But is it, the past? It's not the past. So yeah. Okay. But if I say like, if you win the next mayoral election, you will be a great force of positive change.
Sure how to help you with that.
So yeah, like if I say like this way, then I'm saying that this is likely. So yeah, different ways of expressing the same ideas. Do you have a question? Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry. I guess it's a silly question, but I have some confusion in my head.
Mhm.
Why we use if I were in and not if I was?
So if I was, implies that you're, and this is why like I think it is good to number the conditionals, because here we're talking about possible future situations. So if I was the mayor of Bogota is implying that this is a
Past.
possible future situation. Now, is this possible? Everything's possible, right? It's possible that, we'll all learn, why you, it's possible that, Trump will come to, Colombia, but it's very unlikely. It's an unreal situation. Um, and that's why here um, in first conditional, we're talking about real and possible things. So if I say like, if I was better at Spanish, uh, or no, sorry, um, if I right? Like here, I'm talking about something that, at least like from my vantage point as the speaker, I believe that this is a real possibility. And let's look at a couple more examples of that because we got a little bit more time left. So let's go to Laura. Sorry for not calling on you as much. The question that I have highlighted.
Okay, the first conditional regards a possible future situation. If you go to Medellin the next month, what you do first? If I go to Medellin The next month, I will Piedra del Peñol. I will visit Piedra del Peñol.
Piñón, like that?
Piñol. Piñol.
Oh, piñón. Okay.
P with E.
Piñol. Peñol, yeah.
Piñón. Okay. Yeah. Piedra de Piñón. Yeah. Whereas, yeah, like if I want to say like, if I visited Medellin, I would, want to be in Bogota. So, like, if I say it this way, like, it's saying, like, it's very unlikely that I'm gonna visit Medellin. Like, if I visited Medellin, I would want to be in Bogota. Like, it's very unlikely that I'm gonna do this action. Versus, yeah, if I go to Medellin, it's possible. It's, maybe not the most likely thing, but it's always like, a possibility. So, okay. And then Olga, the second question.
If you visit the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá, what will you see? If I visit the Salt Cathedral of Zipaquirá, I will see a outstanding salt figures. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. If I visit, it's a possibility. It's something you could do. Yeah, I will see salt figures. Okay. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have. As you can see, I planned out way more than we needed. Just enthusiasm. I will share this document with all of you, so you'll have access to it. I'll also share the recording so you can go back through and you can watch it. Yeah, great job, everybody.
Thank you very
Okay.
much,
Yeah,
Spence.
thank you very much, Spence. I think that I would like to check again your channel on YouTube to see this recording, this record, sorry, and try to improve based on the record.
Okay.
I think that is a good exercise.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I think that you all are doing a great job and definitely making progress.
Thank
Thank
you
you very
very
much,
much. A
Spence,
great
much.
Thank
class.
you.
for your